following his indictment by the Supreme Court in-house inquiry panel, the government is likely to bring an impeachment motion in the upcoming monsoon session against former Delhi High Court Judge Justice Yashwant Varma. Now, just on the 3rd of May, a 3-member panel had set up by the Supreme Court, had found credence in the allegations that wads of notes, wads of cash were discovered at the judge's official residence when a fire broke out there on the 14th of March this very year. Justice Yashwant Varma was also asked to resign, but he is learnt to have refused to do so. He was transferred out on the 20th of March and he took oath as judge at the Allahabad High Court on the 5th of April, but he has not been assigned any work as of yet. The government mulling action against Justice Yashwant Varma. What we're also learning is that following his indictment by the Supreme Court in-house inquiry panel, the government is likely to bring an impeachment motion in the upcoming monsoon session against former Delhi High Court Judge Justice Yashwant Varma. My colleague Piyush Pandey joins us live on the broadcast here. Piyush, इस समय और क्या जानकारी आप दर्शकों को दे सकते हैं? जस्टिस यशवंत वर्मा का ये जो केस है, वो जो नोट पाए गए थे, all of that seems to be tightening the noose around Justice Yashwant Varma. Remember, he had also been pushed out to Allahabad High Court. There was a lot of protest at the Allahabad High Court Bar Association saying this is not a place for you to dry out your dirty laundry. Whatever doesn't work in other courts, you can't push everything inside here at Allahabad High Court. Now, finally, the government mulling an impeachment motion in the upcoming monsoon session.
Yeah, that may be possible. Government will come with impeachment motion in upcoming monsoon session. And recently, Chief Justice of India had sent a letter and a copy of the inquiry to President and government also. After that, the Law Minister and Home Minister met President of India, and now that may be taken that decision upcoming monsoon session that maybe they will become with impeachment motion against Justice Yashwant Varma. Yes, Kabir.
Yeah, and has the government formally initiated steps towards this impeachment motion yet? We're learning that, he's been asked to resign and Justice Varma has refused to do so. So there may be something coming from Justice Varma's side as well. How does, the legal battle here essentially play out? Is it the end of the road for Justice Yashwant Varma, or is there, more remedial tools at his disposal?
Actually, that is a very lengthy process of impeachment. And before that, the inquiry has been done by 3 judges, and a report has given to Chief Justice of India. And after that, Chief Justice of India sent a letter to President of India and Prime Minister also. Right. Now, the government likely will come with the impeachment motion upcoming monsoon session, and before that impeachment process will be start, the 50 member of Rajya Sabha or 100 member of Lok Sabha, they will come with agenda of impeachment motion, and after that the House will decide after discussion that motion will be passed or not, and after that the motion is passed, then the motion will send to President of India.
All right, so a long and lengthy, drawn-out process. We'll have to wait and find out essentially what happens, but that's the latest that we're bringing to our viewers. Also with me on the broadcast is News 9's Deputy Managing Editor, Kartike Sharma. Kartike, what's the legal and parliamentary process now? If the government has decided on, impeaching Justice Yashwant Varma, what are some of the next steps? And I was asking Piyush the same thing. Are there any remedial tools at the Justice's disposal, or is it the end of the road for Justice Varma as we know it?
I think Kabir, that is less important in terms of the remedial tools. The Constitution makes impeachment of any justice a very tough process. But the fact is that if the government decides that they want to go ahead with it, they would require certain majority of parliamentarians to sign the petition, which the government can do because they have got a majority in both the houses of parliament. Even in UPA 1, when the Congress did not have the majority, it was Sitaram Yechuri who went for the impeachment motion against a judge, but he resigned even before the Parliament could vote on it. So the fact that the Parliament wants to vote on the impeachment of the judge is a big thing. It also goes on to mean that Mr. Justice Varma should be putting his papers on his own. That's number one. It also means that the government wants to give out a message that they will not tolerate any case of corruption, even if it means judiciary. Third, we should go by the consequence of it. It also means that the government will get an open window to reconsider the fact that how should the judges be appointed. The judges actually went after the NJAC Act. Now, the NJAC Act was made null and void. Now, the government will have the bona fide position to say that we need to reimagine the way the judiciary functions within itself, which means appointment of judges and other process of, succession. So the judiciary will be under the tremendous pressure from the executive, because if you look at the appointment of judges abroad, they are done by political executive. But here, the appointment process is slightly fuzzy in nature. Ultimately, the judiciary decides for itself that who is going to be there. That's one. And secondly, I would say that this decision is very, very welcoming. For one reason, it is giving a message that the corruption in high places will not be tolerated, even if it means that the judiciary is involved. So I think the BJP government, by giving this signal, is kick-starting a new political legal process. It should not be underestimated. I'm seeing it from the prism of politics, not from the prism of, I would say, what will happen, how will it happen. It's irrelevant. The positioning that they have done is very, very powerful right now.
All right, so the positioning, absolutely powerful. But again, what does this tell us about Justice Yashwant Varma? Because like you mentioned, he must be putting in his papers by himself, but he's refused to do so at this point in time. I'm just thinking out loud here. Maybe there's more, to the story. Maybe Justice Yashwant Varma wants to divulge something else as well.
I don't think that he has the privilege. I think the time has run out. And when I'm saying the time has run out, please understand, when I say the time has run out, because if the government decides that they're going after a person involved in corruption, then I don't think he has the leeway room. And please, Kabir, you have to understand one thing. It's not a government which is run by coalition partners. It's a government of simple majority. And in a simple majority government, when the executive decides, parliamentarians follow the writ. So I don't think they have any, I would say, legitimate space. The legitimate space would have been if the parliament would have been fragmented in context of vote. I don't think this parliament will display that behavior. And it is for this reason, I would say, the messaging of impeaching a judge holds far more stronger ground, whether they can do it or not. I would say in this case, they will be able to do it. And I think the only logical thing should be that the justice should be putting in his paper soon.
We're looking at a sitting High Court judge under fire with an impeachment motion possibly looming large. And the biggest question right now, Karthike, even as we move on from the story, is this a tipping point moment for judicial accountability in India? I think that's what everybody wants to know at this point in time. But early doors, that's the breaking development that we're bringing to you. The Parliament mulling an impeachment motion against Justice Yashwant Varma in the upcoming monsoon session. Karthike Sharma, many thanks joining with us and helping us out with the latest details.